All right, guys, Grant Training Systems, welcome back. Today we've got the dual camera system going again. And today's topic is the floss band and how we can use it to help accentuate our elbow extension. There's a fantastic exercise we can do that includes rings. So even if you're not doing the muscle ups, strict or kipping, it doesn't matter. This is a fantastic drill to open up our elbow. So to start, let's talk about how we want to wrap this thing. And I'm going to switch to this camera right here. There's a lot of questions I get where, can I wrap it too tight? Can I wrap it wrong? Can I do this? Can I do that? I like to try to empower the person. So I like to basically say you're not gonna kill yourself. So if you wrap it too tight, it's too painful, let out, loosen it. If you wrap it too loose, then do it again and tighten it. Can you do it too long? Listen to your body. When it gets painful, stop. Can it be too short? Not really, because anything over a few seconds creates fascial change. I'm not in the book that you think you have to do something for 2 minutes to change it. If your range of motion gets better after the test, it's better. So how do we wrap it? What I like to do, since you're alone, obviously having someone wrap it for you is easier, but there's nobody here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it underneath. I love to pull it from under instead of over. It goes back to my athletic training and taping days. You just get better pull on it. It doesn't slip as much. And I'm gonna set it right above my elbow joint because that's what I wanna cover. And then because you're by yourself, you kinda gotta use your chin a little bit and get the first wrap under. And then once you get that, you can let your elbow go, obviously if you want. And then from there, see if I can wrap it and look at the same time. You wanna start increasing the tension to about, they say 70%, but I mean, if you wanna go more, it's okay. And if you wanna go less, it's actually also okay. The most important thing is when you retest after, you see that the range of motion is better and the elbow feels looser. So here I am, just gonna continue to wrap it. I cover the width about 1/3 over each one. And then I just go to where I make sure that I cover the elbow. Some people don't like to cover the joints. They say it's too dangerous. Again, don't worry about it. Just try everything and find out what works best for you. I promise you, you're not gonna destroy your elbow here. And then what I like to do is as it starts getting a bit too low, I like to go into the X of death. And what that means is I basically just make an X, but I make it, see if I can get through there, very tight for the last one. Now, you're gonna realize as you finish, you're gonna have this little guy right here and you gotta tuck him under somewhere. So it's kind of like tying off a balloon. The problem is if you just made that last one super, super, super tight, you might have trouble finding a place to tuck it under. So sometimes I like to either do the last one a bit soft or get lucky and find that guy right there. Whoops, see, nope, popped back out. Let's see here. So I'll wrap this one just a bit lighter. So I'm able to hopefully get under there. There we go. You can see how I'm pulling that and tucking it under. You usually don't have to get it under too much for it not to stay. And then you can see my elbow is wrapped. So from this position, what I'm gonna do, I think I spoke before about the false grip that I wanna get into. So what that is it mimics a dipping position. So that means normal grip, I'm gonna crawl up a little bit, get my wrist kind of flexed over the ring. This is why a wooden one or using some type of chalk is also good. And from here, with where the band is wrapped, I wanna work on the movement of that joint. So this would be flexion and extension. So here, I like to just start in the basic movement like this, just really trying to accentuate that full extension of the elbow and also into the flexion. As you go into the flexion, you're gonna feel it pinching, obviously on the inside. That is okay. That is just because you have a band wrapped around your elbow. And from here, as I feel it starting to open up, I then can start dropping down and doing the same because this is gonna mimic more of a natural motion that my arm is used to and is also gonna start to involve the shoulder. So I'm just using this one to help me and my legs are basically doing like a lunge type motion. And then if I'm able and you're able to drop all the way down, then really get into that full extension and external rotation of the shoulder and really start to kind of accentuate that flexion again in that elbow. You're gonna realize with this false grip position, it really winds up the fascia in your lower arm. Because if you were to drop to this position, you realize how much easier it gets. And unfortunately, in my case, I don't feel the pull anymore. So I'm just gonna wrap back in that guy right there. I like to stay in this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Sometimes I can stay in a little bit longer. You're gonna realize that, especially in this position, because the hand is above the heart, that your arm starts going pretty numb pretty quick. Again, that's not a problem. The very last thing you can do if you really kind of want to accentuate that flexion is something like this, and then also into that extension, just like that. And then once you feel like it's been on long enough, you want to take that little bad boy out and then just unwrap the arm And because it is basically not gotten the best blood flow, I don't like to shake my arm out. I just like to let it relax, get the motion back, move my shoulder around a little bit. You can just throw this out of the way for video purposes here. And then when I feel the blood come back, I like to go back in that position and just move through the same motions again. See how it feels? And then at the end, retest. Now, if I retest with one, I'm gonna see obviously the range of motion difference. However, if I really wanna see if it opened up, or if I wanna compare the difference, do it with both, because this is gonna put a stretch along our fascial line of the arm. And what that basically means is we have a web-like structure that kind of stretches across both of the arms. So when we go into the position with both of them, it's gonna stretch both of them as if it's coming from both ends. So if there's any lack of range of motion, doing both at the same time will definitely show it more than just one. All right, so if you guys had any questions, I don't know which camera to look at here, let me know, comment below. I always get the haters on my flossing band videos. I don't know why. So if you have something sweet and lovely to say, please say it. Questions, ask, and of course, crush that fucking bell up top, subscribe to the channel, so then you know when all my videos are coming out. Visit the website, gtsgermany.com, sign up for the newsletter, and then you get the free lifestyle program automatically. Same thing with Instagram. If you guys are there, I got cool videos there too, just a bit shorter, through the minute length issue, and then we will see each other again. So guys, until next week, peace.